I've helped over 100 families buy and sell real estate in the San Antonio and surrounding area within the last 4 years. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how the real estate market is doing as of October 2024. And I'm also going to go over whether you should buy, whether you should sell, or whether you should just wait. And it's all coming right after this. Welcome back. It's Carlos Copswell, and I'm a real estate agent here in San Antonio, Texas. I've been serving the community for about 8 years now. And if this is your first time to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can learn everything there is to know about living, eating, working, chilling, and real estate here in San Antonio, Texas. Now, if you're looking to buy or sell real estate here in San Antonio, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, however you want to get in touch with me, and I'll be glad to help you navigate this exciting real estate market. All right, let's jump into it. So first of all, let's actually go over the numbers. All right, so to give you a quick breakdown, so average sales price right now is $327,854, which is down 4.2%. Yeah, I said down, so prices are dropping a little bit. Now, new listings, we actually have 2,490 new listings that hit the market. That's actually down as well, down 4.6%. Then we have total inventory of 7,670 homes on the market. It's actually up 18%. That's almost 20%. That is quite a big jump from just last year. In just a minute, I'm going to go over why we have such a high increase in inventory. Now, pending units, we have 1,561, which is up 4.3%. So we are actually up on homes that are going under contract. Now, closings, we have 1,528, which is down 6% from last year. Now, days on market, this is what's kind of crazy. We're actually up to 71 days, which is up 16%. Now, that's crazy compared to the last couple of years, but pre-COVID, that was pretty normal. Anywhere from 70 to 120 days was pretty average of a home sitting in the market. That's just kind of how it was. But when the pandemic happened and rates dropped, houses started flying off the shelves. So people come accustomed to homes selling within 20, 30 days. But that's really the past now. And we probably won't see homes flying off the shelf like they were in years past. Right now, we get a monthly supply of 4.6. What that means is if all the homes right now that sold on the market, they would be gone in 4.6 months. That is still technically considered a seller's market, but I feel like we're really more in a buyer's market. It's kind of in that middle ground right now, but that is actually up 21% from this time last year. So homes are sitting on the market and people are still needing to sell. So more homes are coming on the market, which good for buyers, bad for sellers. Then we got showings. So showings are actually down 12%. There's only about 3.6. That means there's 3.6 showings per home per month. Now that is just an average. Some people are getting more, some people are getting way less. That is ultimately what the average is across San Antonio right now. Let's actually compare what it is nationally. So nationally, the average sales price is $428,096, which is up just under 4%. Days on market is 39. That's also up 6%. But comparing San Antonio to nationally, that's almost double. Again, I'll go over why that is as soon as we get done with these numbers. Now, month supply, that's 3 months, exactly the same as last year. Now, homes for sale nationally is just up 13%. So overall, inventory across the nation is up. So as you can tell, the real estate market is a little bit slower than normal, but there's no reason to be alarmed. There's a couple of reasons for this. So let's start off with the high inventory. So San Antonio is a community that is really growing. It's one of the fastest growing cities in the United States. With a growing city comes a lot of builders who essentially want to make a profit. So a lot of these builders are building a ton of new homes. And a lot of these homes are sitting on the market. I would say more than half of the homes being sold are new construction homes. Now, one of the reasons for that, again, they built a lot of homes. They also have the funds to give back great incentives. So a lot of new builds are covering closing costs, buying down rates. You can get as low as like a 4% rate right now if you go with the new construction home. And veterans, because you have no down payment, you can actually buy a new home with almost zero out of pocket. That's absolutely insane. Most builders know this and they are building a lot of spec homes, but they're overbuilding. So a lot of these homes are sitting in the market and they do count against that days on market and the inventory. Now, I could say the same thing about the price change. So we did have a slight price change. And one of the main reasons for that, same thing. A lot of these builders started off at a high price and see that the homes are not selling. And they have the ability to get rid of the home in a sense. So they drop the price pretty dramatically, 30,000, 40,000. And if your home is in the neighborhood surrounded by new builds, that's going to lower the value of your home. So if you bought a home 2 years ago for $350,000 and that same home is being built and being sold for $320,000 because they're just trying to get rid of their inventory, your home value is also going to come down. So reach out. I'd be happy to look at your neighborhood and tell you whether you've lost value, you gained value, whatever that may be. Send me an email, shoot me a text, whatever you want to do, and I'd be happy to do that for you. Now, on another note, a lot of sellers are also just pricing their home a little bit too high. Unfortunately, some sellers who bought just a couple years ago are in that situation where they don't have a lot of equity and they have to price high, or they really can't sell their home. If they do sell their home, they're going to end up paying somebody to buy their home, which is very unfortunate, but it does happen. Now, a big thing that most people have been talking about this entire year, last year, are the interest rates. So interest rates went skyrocketing just a couple of months ago, and they're starting to come back down now, and they're in the sixes, low sixes, which of course, some buyers are starting to come back into the market. Buyers come back into the market, prices do tend to go back up. So we are seeing some price slightly going back up, but across the board, you do see some price drops, but that's mainly due to overpricing the home in the first place. Same reason that days on market are a lot higher, because overpricing causes people not to buy. Eventually, when those homes do go under contract, they're going to be less than market value because buyers have already seen that home sitting in the market for 20, 30, 200 days. They're not going to come in at asking price. They're going to come in and try to get a deal because that house is sitting in the market. They know the seller's desperate. So my advice is, if you're a seller and you need to sell now, just price it right the first time. Don't try to reach and see what you can get. Price it right. When I say price it right, there's a market value, there's above market value. I like the price right below market value because you got to think about going against your competition. If all the other homes in the neighborhood are at market value or above market value, and they see your home, beautiful home, and it's right under the other homes, they're going to be like, that's a great deal. Let's go make an offer. All these buyers come in, that's going to create a bidding war. So you're going to actually go over asking price. And that's where you want to be. You want to be in a bidding war right now, which I do still see some bidding wars when houses are priced under market value. So some of the biggest mistakes for sellers right now are listing too high, not putting in the right work on their home to get ready for the market. Curb appeal goes a long way. 98% of buyers start their search online. And if they see your house from the front, from the pictures, and it just doesn't look appealing, they're just going to scroll left, scroll right. I don't remember. But anyway, they're going to scroll and not even look at your house. They're going to go to the next one. Your house is going to get lost in the bunch of all the inventory. Even though it could be a great deal, they're not going to buy it because you decided to not put in the effort, not price it right, and not get the maximum amount of exposure on your property. So I get the question, is it a good time to sell? I think it's a great time to sell. There are still buyers out there looking. You just have to price the home right. Pricing the home is like 99% of why a house does or does not sell. Price right up front and you will have no issues selling in this market or any market. Now let's switch over to buyers. Should buyers buy right now? I think it's probably one of the best times to buy. Interest rates are high. Yes, we know that. But you can always refinance. I know we can't predict the future. We don't know where rates are going to be, but you can always refinance or stick with the rates that you have. If you could afford a payment, it is an absolute amazing time to buy. The reason why, because houses are sitting on the market a lot longer. You can go in there and make a great offer. You can ask for your closing costs to be paid, or you can buy down your rate, or you could just make an offer to where you have a lower overall purchase. Now, if you are into new construction homes, as I mentioned earlier, you can go purchase a home. They'll cover most of your closing costs. They can buy down your rate. If you're a veteran, no down payment. Like I said, you can literally get into a home for as little as like $500. It is absolutely crazy. So I think right now is one of the absolute best times to buy in probably the last 10 years. Now, if you're an investor, there are a lot of amazing deals out there right now. I hate to say it, but a lot of people went through COVID and had forbearance and they didn't pay their mortgage. A lot of people have to sell right now. It's very unfortunate that some people, there's a lot more foreclosures going on. There's a lot of divorces, unfortunately. When financial crises happen, unfortunately, it's just the nature of life. When people get into financial trouble, they start fighting, they get divorced, and they have to sell the house. So essentially, those are probably the top two people that are selling right now for investors is divorce, landlords that are tired of just renting to people who are not paying their rent essentially, and foreclosures. Foreclosures happening more now than any time in the last 2 to 3 years because there's a lot of people lost their job and just housing overall is getting very hard to afford. So overall, I think this is what we call like a balanced market. In my opinion, if you don't need to sell, just wait until next year. If you don't have to sell now, if you can afford it and you have no issues, and you just want to move because you need a bigger house or you want to move to a different side of town, if there is a need to sell, it's still a great time. But if you don't have to, you will definitely do better off in the future. Now, if you're a buyer, you need to buy like right now. Right now is the time to buy. If you get any questions about the market here, you want to just chat, have a conversation, have some coffee, whatever that may be, give me a call, shoot me a text, an email, let's set up a time. Other than that, you guys have a great day and we'll talk to you in the next one.